Hello again, vinyl community. This is Matt, and a real quick video today. It's a little bit of a plug, but uh, believe me, I have no affiliation with these guys. They don't know that I'm doing this, and even if they did, they probably wouldn't care, you know. But I wanted to talk about Vinyl Tap. It's a UK website, vinyltap.co.uk, and I've ordered quite a few times from them and had absolutely wonderful experiences on several different levels. And again, they don't know I'm doing this. This is, you know, they're not paying me to do this. I just got an order from them recently and wanted to just kind of give them a shout out because I think they're absolutely terrific. You know, if like me, you're in the US or some other part of the world, and you want to get a hold of UK music, specifically UK vinyl, they do stock CDs and other things, but I've only ever bought vinyl from them. Then, you know, of course, there's eBay, Discogs, and some other options, I guess. But you know, you end up paying like twice the amount for shipping as the item's worth. You know, so I ended up. Last year sometime kind of looking around and found this website, vinyltap.co.uk, and turns out they actually have a couple of different ways you can order. They do have an eBay store, which I have bought from as well, and the nice thing about the eBay store is that the shipping is really cheap, even for international. Like I think it's like I want to say it works out at like $2 to ship one. Depends what you're buying, but like let's say a 45, right, which is mostly what I bought from them. To ship 145 ends up being like $2 or $2.50 or something, and then the item itself tends to only be $2 or $3 as well. So you end up paying like, you know, $4 or $5 for 145. But bear in mind, again, that's being shipped from the UK to the US, and it's $4 or $5 shipped. I mean, I think that's pretty darn cheap. You can also order again through their website, the vinyltap.co.uk, and there they do something interesting. They have a fixed shipping price, not just for the US, but for the UK as well. But the fixed shipping cost for the rest of the world is $8. Doesn't matter how many items you buy, how much those items weigh. It's I'm sorry, I said $8. It's £8. Excuse me, £8. So that actually works out to more like probably around $11, something like that. Now, of course, if you're just buying a couple of 45s or something, that's pretty expensive. But let's say you wanted to buy, I don't know, a dozen LPs. Well, suddenly, like $11. That's dirt cheap to be shipped internationally. That's super cheap. So the other thing I really like about them is the condition of their records. Whatever the condition is that they've stated, it's been bang on the money every time for me. So I'm going to show you the two records that I got recently. It's nothing to get excited about, believe me. But I got these two records right here because they're nostalgic. Well, I had one of them as a kid, and my brother had the other one as a kid. So first up is Hot Chocolate. I Gave You My Heart, Didn't I? This wasn't a big hit. I don't remember what number it got to in the UK. For the longest time, I thought it only got to 30-something, but I think it might have charted a little bit higher than that. I think this might be on one of the Now albums. Like Now 3 or something? I don't know. I'm not going to go check right now. Not while I'm making the video. In any event, I had this as a kid, this exact sleeve, and every now and then I get this little burst of nostalgia, and I just like to collect and hoard things from my youth. And yeah, I always liked this song too. I think it's an underrated Hot Chocolate song. It's, you know, it's nothing special. It's just it's just a pop song, but whatever. The other single that I got was Rick Astley. This is actually a double A side. It's When I Fall in Love and My Arms Keep Missing You. And my brother had this when we were kids, but more importantly, although When I Fall in Love is on Rick Astley's Whenever You Need Somebody album, which I do have from 1987, My Arms Keep Missing You, the double A side, is not on the album for some reason, at least not in the US. I don't think it was on the UK album either, but it's definitely not on the US version of it. and this was like a number 2 hit in the UK. You know, it's one of those deals where, you know, okay, When I Fall in Love got a lot of radio play, particularly because this was in contention to be the Christmas #1, I think, if I remember right, in 1987. But, you know, eventually it got flipped and DJs were playing My Arms Keep Missing, which is actually a pretty decent pop song. And, you know, again, I just want to draw your attention to the condition of this. Not only, you know, they shipped in these nice little plastic sleeves, which I will use. These were both listed, I think, as EX/EX condition, which, and it's absolutely correct. Look at that sleeve. Not a thing wrong with it. And the record as well. You know, they sometimes stamp these inner sleeve, or these little paper sleeves, which I guess you could use as an inner sleeve, but I always put at the back of the main sleeve. And yeah, it's just nothing wrong with it. Great condition. I haven't played these yet, by the way, just to give you a heads up, because they do need cleaning, even though, you know, they're not particularly dirty at all, but I always like to clean their records first. I just think it's good practice before playing them. And again, with the Hot Chocolate record, oh, there's the back, by the way. Just yeah, just very nice. You know, it's got some dust on it and little bits of kind of, you know, like the little white dots, like the paper from the static buildup. But once that's been cleaned off, yeah, that's absolutely in EX condition. Just beautiful. I've ordered, like I said, several times from them. Always records and almost always 45s. I got a bunch of like Stock Aitken Waterman. This is my 80s British roots showing here. Stock Aitken Waterman records and a bunch of other things from them. But yeah, just like I said, I'm really very impressed. The other thing I like as well is when you order from them, they send you a price list. And at first glance, you might think, well, okay, they're just trying to sell more stuff. And okay, they are, but the price list is tailored to what you've ordered. Always. And this has always been the case. So like this one, this shows a bunch of Rick Astley items that they have for sale. Then they have a bunch of Hot Chocolate items they have for sale. They even have some Errol Brown, the lead singer of Hot Chocolate. They have some of his solo stuff for sale down here. And on the back too. Really nice touch. I've never really, to be honest, looked through this in any great detail because maybe I should. I don't know. I've always been like, well, if I want to order something, I'll just search for it. I don't really need a guide to do that. But now that I think about it, you know, there's a couple of other records in here I might be interested in. Maybe. I don't know. It's just a really nice touch to do that. So again, it's vinyltap.co.uk, or there's the back of the little flyer, and they send this out on every order. Yeah, I really can't recommend these guys highly enough. They actually have a physical store too. It is in Barnsley. Oh, 2 physical stores. I've just learned something. I thought they only had one. They have one in Barnsley and one in Huddersfield. These are both towns in England. Probably doesn't mean anything to any of you guys watching in the US or outside of the UK, but yeah, Barnsley and Huddersfield. Both have football teams too, by the way. So yeah, and oh, here's what I was talking about before with the shipping prices. If you order it through their website, £8, rest of the world, fixed shipping costs, no matter how many items you order. Yeah, regardless of the number of items. Which again, if you're ordering quite a few items, that's just a fantastic deal. So go check them out if you're interested in, you know, if you're not interested in any UK vinyl or stuff that would be harder to find in the US, then okay, it's probably not for you. But if you're interested in any British stuff, you know, I doubt this even made the charts here. I doubt it. I haven't looked, admittedly, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if this didn't chart in the US. And it would probably be pretty difficult to find. The Rick Astley one might be a bit easier, but yeah, go check these guys out if you're interested in UK vinyl. And yeah, that's just my my little plug for them. So, all right, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye bye.